or you want to have a massive amount of money where you can do a lot of charity events.
Hello and welcome. Manny Khoshbin arrived in the U.S. at the age of 14 when his family fled civil unrest in Iran. They were penniless and lived in a station wagon for weeks before finally affording an apartment.
I lived in a car. I was practically homeless. I went to college for only 2 weeks because I was eager to make money and everybody was goofing around.
Manny got his first job at Kmart, stocking shelves for $3.15 an hour. He got his real estate license in 1992 and has spent the last 3 decades building his real estate empire. Today, he's a multimillionaire and is the president and CEO of the Khoshbin Company, based in California. With sheer determination and drive, Khoshbin has achieved a status most of us can only dream of. To build an empire, you have to hustle and get out of your comfort zone. It's about breaking the routine. It's also about making time. If it matters, you'll make the time.
Collects a lot more rent and sells for more. So I looked at properties, apartment buildings that sellers had price reductions. They were motivated. It had good unit mix.
Here are some of Manny's rules for setting goals and making time for success. Have big goals. Average goal setting techniques create average results. Make a plan. You can't drive from point A to point B if you can't see where you're going. Learn from the best. To get to the top, you must be really good at what you do. Surround yourself with successful, like-minded people. Check in every week. Once a week, sit down with your goal list and see if you're on the right path. Be stubborn. Too many people give up before they reach their goal. Remind yourself daily why you're doing this in the first place. So save the excuses. It's not about having time or opportunity. It's about setting goals and making the time to achieve those goals.
If you learn the real estate investment game, you can become wealthy. Anybody can become a multimillionaire if you give it 20 years. With that mentality, I had a much bigger picture in my mind. I wanted to be a multimillionaire. I wanted to own. Life is like a road trip, right? First, you gotta find your destination. Where do you want to go in life? What makes you happy? To some people, this is not happiness. To some people, they want to, be a spiritual, travel, have just enough money where they don't have to worry about their rent, but they want to be free, a spirited travel, and they're happy. Trust me, they don't want it. You give them a free Bugatti, they don't want it. For me, all the material things, it was out of desperation because this to me was signaling that, I don't have financial difficulties anymore. And that was the big difficulty we had when we got here, But now falling in love with, cars but the most important thing, find your destination, find out where you want to be in life, whether it's becoming a yoga teacher that makes you super happy, or you want to have your own company, or you want to have a massive amount of money where you can do a lot of charity events, or travel, or be on a Forbes billionaire list, whatever it is. What builds you, your mentality, your mindset, when you do that in your early teens or 20s, is a lot different than when you're 40 and 50. Be like a sponge, always look up to meet new friends. If you find somebody that's had a successful business for 20 years, you like that business, find 3 other guys like him, and now you got 60 years worth of experience and you're still in your 20s. While I was trying to sell my supermarket, because everybody told me file bankruptcy, you're losing your ass every month, and you've borrowed money. I had borrowed money from family, friends, my credit cards, 180 grand on my credit cards per month. And I didn't have money. I was just borrowing everybody said, file bankruptcy, you rebuild your credit within 3 to 5 years. I'm like, no, this country is built on credit. You learn the system, use the system, and it's all credit-based. It's all about, using your credit to leverage, business opportunities. So if I file bankruptcy.
Yeah, it's very difficult. I'm no exception either. I've had my downfalls where I got scammed. I've been nearly bankrupt twice. It's very easy to throw in the towel and say, you know what, this is the 3rd time, I'm back to zero. Maybe it's just not for me. I should just go work at a company and move up the ladder in a corporate. But it gets a little bit easier too with each time that you get defeated and you get back up and you have some series of success before you fail again. It's kind of goes both ways. For me, it's the journey has been long. It's been hard, very rewarding because I didn't give up on myself. So the one advice I have for everybody is don't give up on yourself. Yeah, well, first and foremost, properties that are mismanaged tend to have a higher vacancy, right? So this property had 3 vacant units. So within a year, I leased those 3 vacant units. It was not being managed by a real estate company. It was managed by himself. He had a little sign on the building.
Discount retail business, your margins are very small.
Yeah.
So let's say up to 100,000 a month, you break even, pays your rent, employees, all the other, expenses. And then from 100 to 150 is all your profit, basically,
Right.
So when volume drops significantly, it really takes you into the red. And everybody told me file bankruptcy. You're just fighting, a losing battle. I said, no, in this country, credit is everything. If you file bankruptcy, you're dead, And I learned that early on because I had a mortgage company. I see everybody's credit report. If, they had blemish on their credit, I couldn't get their loan approved. So I had that experience with, getting loans and financing. Opening the store 7 in the morning, closing at 9. And then by the time I count all the money in the cash register, drop them in my safe, it was 10 p.m. I went to 24-hour fitness, still work out after all those.
Yeah.
Run on treadmill, I'm gonna sell it. And so by the way, I had converted to supermarket after 2 years of being a discount store. We added produce and meat butcher shop.